Good evening, all. It is the 19th day of March 2018. At least I believe it's the 19th day of March, we hope. Anyway, it's close enough. It's good to be here. I hope you all have enjoyed your weekend and your old St. Patty's Day. Enjoyed your family. Hope it was peaceful and restful. Those of you that don't know, I'm Brian, live from San Antonio, Texas. You're listening to my podcast. It's been a while since I've been on, but we're going to continue segments from human trafficking. It's sex trafficking, but it involves human beings. So I think it kind of fits. And it's very heartbreaking and tragic, just like people that have died for no apparent reason because of being shot because somebody else was mad at the world. That is sad. But that's unfortunately the way today's society is. That's how things have gotten. Fortunately for us, we have a way out. Do you? My way out, you know what my way out is, people? And although I would not do it to myself, but if I died and went to heaven, I wouldn't miss much, I don't think. It'd be interesting to see how it goes, but I guarantee you I have a one-way ticket to heaven where I will spend all eternity with the Lord Jesus Christ, just as he promised. He's not going to make us live his wrath. His kids, people that have accepted him. If you haven't accepted him, it's a good time to start thinking about it and actually doing it. I'm only telling you because I care. I'm only telling you because it's time. We got our younger generation coming up, and we want it to be as safe as it can be. We know how today's society is and how safe things are. Well, they're going to have to be the same way we are. They're going to have to go on and do what they need to do. Work, school, whatever. No matter what. You cannot be intimidated by bullies. Basically, that's what these people are. They may have named it the modern day sex slavery, modern day slavery, and they are pretty much right because that's what it boils down to: sex trafficking, human trafficking. You know, last time I remember any kind of trafficking going on was way back when we were against blacks and used them as slaves. That went out the door so long ago, I wasn't even a twinkle in my mom's eye. In fact, a lot of you weren't a twinkle in your mom's eye at that point. But if I remember correctly, we used to call it slavery then too. I mean, although both sound hard, and I can't imagine going through it. Really, I really can't. I wouldn't know. But I do know one thing: it's a very tragic, very painful way to lose a family member, especially when you lose them to somebody that abducted them, whether it's for human trafficking, sex trafficking, prostitution, or whatever. It's still wrong. It doesn't make it right. I need y'all's opinion. You know, that school in Florida got what they wanted. They got some of what they wanted. They got Congress. They got Washington to listen to them. Our word is being heard. Are you willing to let your word be heard? Because I know I am. I know for a fact I am. If you want your word to be heard, there's only one way to do it, and that's form an opinion, an idea. What do you see? What do you hear? Do we have a difference of opinion, people? I'm sure we do. Nobody's going to agree all the time, and we're not here to win any popularity contest. But what we are here to do, people, is live the best life we can, to make it as safe as we can, preferably without harming anybody. Although there is exceptions to all those things. Someone breaks into your home, sure, I can see you hurting them. I would. But am I a violent person by nature? Do I go around looking for trouble? Nope. Nope, not at all. Will I help somebody? Sure will. I'll help anybody. Anybody gets help. I don't care what your past is. I don't care what you've done. I mean, I might care. Doesn't mean I won't help you. I'll still help you. I'll help anyone. I've been doing it off and on for 10 years now. It's called home health care. I am the person that will keep your loved ones out of nursing homes and away from things they don't want done to them. Although I know that sounds awful and sounds very cruel to say, because that means I'd have to go against families. No, you don't go against anybody. You talk to them with respect, common courtesy, dignity, knowing it's their loved one we're talking about. Although I'm sure there are people out there that speak for their elderly, and the elderly don't get to say a word. I don't think there's a whole lot of numbers out there that would do that. And if you are one of those numbers, please do not tell me about it. I don't want to know, because it probably would upset me. Maybe depends. If that is you, I hope you're treating your loved ones right and with respect and dignity. Remembering pulling them out of a familiar place with familiar items, familiar surroundings, you're not doing them any favors. I speak from experience, ladies and gentlemen. I speak from experience. And you know what? I know of a lot of people, and I'm looking up organizations that can help victims of human trafficking, sex trafficking, whatever you want to call it. We're going to do a little bit tonight that I found that I thought was very, very interesting, and I thought it was very relevant to this. Although there's a lot of them that are very relevant to this, we have barely scratched the surface. We have a lot more to talk about, but we do have other shows upcoming, and we do have a schedule upcoming. So please make sure you stay tuned and watch for that. I am attempting to look up and try to find out what it would cost to develop a web page for this particular podcast. For those of you that don't know or are curious, or maybe you're already listening, I don't know. If that's you, welcome. It's nice to have you here. You're free to call in at any time now. This is your podcast to 210-612-2249 is the new call-in number for this podcast. Again, it's 210-612-2249. You're welcome to call in. I ask you to keep it family oriented, as there may be kids present when they're playing this. And I say that because not only are we live, but you can catch it. You can download it. You can catch it on demand. You can catch it on iTunes, Apple Music, the Alexa device through Amazon.com, and on Facebook, Twitter, and somewhere else. Who knows? I can't remember it all. You can catch it on Facebook, though. I am on Facebook. It will be posted to Facebook. You can download it. You can catch it on demand. You can catch it live here at www.speakerstudio.com. If you're just joining us or you don't know too much about podcasting, podcasting is a lot like radio talk shows, except a lot more boring. But you got to make them fun. They're not really boring. They're informative. And they're becoming more and more popular each day because of current events. Unlike me, I deal with the current events. I deal with things that concern other people just like it concerns me. I do have my passions. I do have things I'm very passionate about. I care about elderly. In fact, it's one of my passions. Another one is animals. I got proof of that one. But she's in Missouri with Mama. But that's okay. Grandma and Grandpa too. She's a good girl though. I don't regret it for a minute, although the breed might scare you. But remember what they say? Don't judge a book by its cover. This would be that instance where you don't judge the book by its cover. things are not always as they appear. Let me tell you that. It's just like your side mirrors. Objects in mirror may appear larger than they are really. Now, if that is true, which it could be, I have never tested that theory, that means that those side mirrors are probably good. Because if it enlarges it, you're able to see it. And if you're able to see it, you can avoid whatever's coming up, especially if you're moving around, getting over, whatever you're doing. This is the same general idea. People, we need to put an end to this human trafficking. We need to put an end to the bloodshed, violence, and the chaos that's going on all over the world. Our main thing is right here in the United States and the places around us. If you start a conversation, it runs over. It's called word of mouth. The faster that word of mouth gets out, the faster we can help do something to make America great. At least that's what Trump said. But he's only one man. One obnoxious businessman that can't stay off Twitter. I know I was told not to say that anymore. I just did. You know, we can chat live, you can text. Either way. The number I gave you to call in on, you can also text message. It's a cell phone. So feel free to text if you want. It's 210-612-2249 anytime while this podcast is live at speakerstudio.com. And whoever's tuned it in, welcome, thank you. If you have an opinion, an idea, a show idea even, a song to play, or you sing, or whatever, feel free to join me at any time. Like I said, stay tuned. We'll have more on the scheduling, the days of the show, upcoming events, and current issues that are going on in the world, in the United States right now. In case you missed them over the weekend or during the week, you can always catch it right here at speakerstudio.com. Coming up next, our little thing. It's called. We've entitled it "Open Up" with Therapy Girl. Now, this is a self-help recording. It's designed to help you, inform you, point you in the right direction to get help, point you to the right people that can help you, counsel you, whatever you may need, they can help. Now, there's other organizations out there that do similar things. They also sponsor certain events for fundraising to help said victims. Now, I do know one thing, that a church in St. Louis, Missouri, does do a 5K in reference to human trafficking, sex trafficking, and things like that. And they do donate all the proceeds to a place that deals strictly with the human trafficking, sex trafficking thing that has gone more predominant than it was. It's gotten a lot worse than it ever has been. It's just like guns. Of course, someone pointed out that guns have been around since 1760 when they first were debuted. Or was it 1860? I know, useless trivia history. No, actually, it's very beneficial history. Either way, yes, there has been guns, I acknowledge that. Yes, they've been around for hundreds and hundreds of years and centuries. I get it. People have been blowing each other away since day one. I know. But that's not an answer to everything, ladies and gentlemen. If that was the case, we'd all be dead at some point. Fast. That would take it out of the Lord's hands if that was the case. It would not be up to him. That means he would not be the Almighty God that created the heavens and the earth in 6 days, to have the seventh day for rest and fellowship with family, or a reasonable facsimile thereof. Everybody needs time. Everybody needs time with their families. Everybody needs time away, too. What we need right now